Hello, children. Name some wild animals: elephant, fox, tiger, and snake. What is a female fox called? A female fox is called vixen. What is a baby fox called? A baby fox is called cub. Where does a fox live? A fox lives in a burrow. What kind of animal is fox? A fox is a clever and cunning animal. What do foxes eat? They eat fruits, small mammals, and reptiles. Today, let us learn about a fox family in lesson number 9, the terrible shovels. Look at these pictures. This is a farm. This is a shovel. Before going to the lesson, let us put a glance on vocabulary and their meanings. Number 1. Glum. Sad and unhappy. For example, why do you look so glum? Number 2. Awful, terrible. For example, there was an awful earthquake in Nepal last week. Number 3. Ordered, gave a command. The principal ordered the staff to be on time. Number 4. Gathered, come or bring together. The children gathered for assembly in the hall. The terrible shovels. In this lesson, there was Mr. Fox, Mrs. Fox, and children. The fox was very clever. Every night he used to steal food from the farms of bogies, buns, and bean to feed his family. The farmers get very angry and tried to kill the fox. Actually, they wanted to kill the fox but only managed to shoot his tail. They cut the tail. Now the fox was without tail. Then the fox went home in pain. Looking at Mr. Fox, Mrs. Fox said it was the finest tail. She said very sadly, "I will be tailless for the rest of my life," said Mr. Fox, and he looked very glum. The meaning of glum is sad and unhappy. Why the fox was glum? Because farmers cut his tail. And that night the foxes had no food. Mrs. Fox and children dozed off. Dozed off means went to sleep. But Mr. Fox did not sleep because he had pain in the stump of his tail. Now, what is the meaning of stump? The meaning of stump is the remaining part of the tail. Fox thought to himself, "I am very lucky that I am alive today." The fox was thinking to himself. Suddenly he heard some noise. Tuck, tuck, tuck. So scrape, scrape, scraping of shovels, digging into the soil. The fox heard the sound. He said loudly, "Wake up!" he shouted. "They are digging us out." Mrs. Fox was wide awake in 1 second, shaking all over. "Are you sure?" she whispered. What is the meaning of whispered? Spoke very softly. "I'm sure. Listen." Mrs. Fox began to cry. She gathered all her 4 children close to her. Suddenly, the sharp end of the shovel came right through the ceiling. The sight of this was awful. Awful means terrible. "Come on! The fox can dig quicker than a man," shouted Mr. Fox. "Nobody in this world can dig as quick as a fox. Come on, start digging," he said. And Mr. Fox started digging. Mrs. Fox and children helped in digging. "Go downwards," ordered Mr. Fox. The tunnel became bigger and deeper below the ground. All the foxes dug together. Slowly, the sounds of the shovels became fainter. What is the meaning of fainter, children? Sound became softer. So, digging and digging, they went very far and made a big tunnel inside the ground. After an hour, they stopped digging. "Stop!" Mr. Fox shouted. They all stopped. They all sat down, panting for breath. What is the meaning of panting for breath? Taking short, quick breaths. After doing exercise or after running, we'll take short breaths, Noma. This is called panting for breath. Okay. Mrs. Fox said to her children, "Because of your father, we all are alive today." So, your father is a fantastic fox. He took the right decision at the right time and saved our lives. Mrs. Fox was very happy, and Mr. Fox, Mrs. Fox, and their children lived happily after that. Thank you.